to nullify lawful votes and to replace them with unlawful votes. That is squarely within federal statutes regulating election conspiracy.
Not long after the call, Rudy Giuliani himself arrived in Arizona.
Did you meet with Mr. Giuliani and his associates while they were in Phoenix?
Yes, I did, sir. There was a row of people, and Giuliani and Jenna Ellis, I recognized them. And I sat down on the opposite side. I just said, "Did you bring me the proof?" And he said, "What?" I said, "Do you remember our phone call when you said you were going to bring me the proof?" And he said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "Did you bring it?" And he turned to Jenna Ellis and he says, "Do you have the proof?" And she said, "Yeah." "Well, can we see it?" And she leans over and fumbles through her briefcase and says, "Oh, no, I don't have it here. It must be at the hotel room."
In this meeting or at any other later time, did anyone provide you with evidence of election fraud sufficient to affect the outcome of the presidential election in Arizona?
No one provided me ever such evidence. Giuliani was kind of frustrated with us all, and he said, "You know, we've got a lot of theories, we just don't have the evidence." And when I heard him say that, I said, "Did he just say what I thought he said?" And they all looked at me like the same thing on their mind, like, "Whoa," you know, that, yeah, he just said that. That was like a rocket's red glare moment, like, wow, you gotta be kidding. This is the clown show. They're out hunting, they're trying to find something, and they're wanting us to participate in this, and he says that? Holy moly, we can't do this stuff, you know, it's like.
Rudy Giuliani refused to answer questions from the committee about his conversations with Bowers. Trump attorney Jenna Ellis also refused. For the January 6th committee, that meeting with Bowers was a bombshell revelation.
We have a lot of theories, but we don't have any evidence. That shows that none of this had to do with evidence or reality, right? This is all about just making stuff up in order to justify keeping Trump in power.
The phrase Giuliani uttered would become iconic, and Giuliani a central figure in Trump's indictment, listed as co-conspirator number 1.
Co-conspirator 1 responded with words to the effect of, "We don't have the evidence, but we have lots of theories."
It shows Rudy Giuliani admitting that there's no evidence for the theories they have, that these are just talking points, not backed with any fact. And that's exactly the theory of the government.
During the conversation, did he bring up the fact that you shared a similar party?
He would say, "Aren't we all Republicans here? I would think we would get a better reception. I mean, I would think you would listen a little more open to my suggestions, that we're all Republicans." For someone to ask me to deny my oath and just let the courts figure it out, or let somebody else punt it to someone else, is not something I will do.
What you have to understand here is that Rusty Bowers, this guy who worked for Trump, wanted Trump to be reelected in Arizona, worked for Trump's reelection, is given a choice. He can choose between his oath to the Constitution or President Trump, and he stays loyal to the Constitution. That is, in effect, the choice that he's given.
Even in the past, when there have been serious
Rusty Bowers speaks with a moral and legal clarity that's very necessary to understand.
We choose to follow the outcome of the will of the people. It's my oath. And I hope that I'll never break that. I know I'm not perfect. I'm certainly not a perfect witness. But I am a witness. And I had my say. And I wasn't trying to flower it up. Wasn't trying to be anything other than just Rusty.
Rusty Bowers is now a key witness on a central charge of the indictment.
The defendant and his co-conspirators executed a strategy to use knowing deceit in the targeted states to impair, obstruct, and defeat the federal government function.
In their filings, Trump's lawyers have argued he is immune from prosecution because he was doing his job as president when he worked to change the election results.
The indictment is based entirely on alleged actions within the heartland of President Trump's official duties, or at the very least, within the outer perimeter of his official duties.
The former president has a motion claiming that he is immune from criminal process with regard to these charges which involve his official acts as President of the United States.
As President Trump is absolutely immune from criminal prosecution for such acts, the court should dismiss the indictment.
Donald Trump's legal team suggesting that even a president who had a political rival assassinated could still be immune from criminal prosecution.
The federal judge presiding over the case has already rejected Trump's immunity claims, saying a president is not entitled to a lifelong get-out-of-jail-free pass.
The questions being raised right now regarding presidential immunity are absolutely key to the very foundation, the very philosophical foundation of this republic. Because if you take an oath of office in the United States of America, you're swearing an oath to our system of government. And so if a president is not subject to that system of government, if he's not subject to that code of laws, we don't have quite the republic that we thought we had.
An appeals court is now considering the question of immunity. Whatever the decision, both sides could appeal to the United States Supreme Court.